So today I'm going to show you how to make a really adorable unicorn topper. So what we're going to do is I've just got some sugar paste here. Now this is just plain sugar paste, it's not gum paste or modeling paste. But what I've done is I've just added in a teaspoon of Tylos powder. Now for every 250 grams you would need a teaspoon. So start off with kind of 250 grams. Now what we're going to do is let's go ahead and first of all make the body. And what I will do is I will put in the description below of the grams measurement of each part, just so you kind of know. So for example, the body is going to be 70, I would just have it a little bit smaller, I would say about 65 grams. And again, I'm going to just list those in the link below, so you have got kind of all the measurements in case you want to kind of weigh them out. So what we're going to do is we're going to just start off and roll this into a circle. Now what we want to do is we want to taper this so we end up with a cone shape, and so it looks like something like this. I'm just going to place it on my board here. This is just a board that I work on. So we end up with like a cone shape like so. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a kebab stick or a bamboo stick, and I'm just going to twist this down. Make sure it's not coming out at the other end, and then we're just going to snip off, allowing about an inch, and this is just going to be where the head is going to sit. We're now going to do the legs. So I'm going to get 2 pieces of sugar paste and just roll them again into a ball shape. Just make sure that they are the same weight. Roll them into a ball. And then what we're going to do is, again, we're just going to taper. So we want to end up with something like this, and exactly the same for the other one. And then what we're going to do is I am just going to grab something, because we want to actually go ahead and make a little bit of a line going all the way around. So if you've got something like this, which is just a craft knife, we're just going to go all the way around and put a line all the way around it, and I'll just show you in a second. So it looks like that, and this is going to be actually be painted in gold. We're going to do the same for the other bit. So just like so. And then what we want to do is let's go ahead and attach the leg. So get some water on a paintbrush, brush at the back, and then just place down the leg, keeping them a little bit wide. Now we're going to go ahead and do the arms. So again, we're just going to grab 2 pieces of sugar paste, the same size. Again, roll them into a ball. It's probably a bit too big. And again, exactly the same way that we did the legs. So we're just going to taper them. Like so. Really kind of roll them into a ball, because we don't want to see any cracks and things. And if you can see cracks in your sugar paste, just go ahead and keep kneading and rolling round so we don't have those kind of cracks. And again, exactly the same thing. We're just going to go around with this. And then what we're going to do is we just want to go ahead and place this onto the body. So I'm just going to put some water. Can you see it's actually touching the board? Now, if you find that it's not touching the board, that just probably means that your body is too long. So the body probably needs to be, I would say, about 2.5 inches in length. Just going to bring in the hands a little bit, Perfect. Now we're going to make the head. So again, we're just going to grab some sugar paste, knead it just so you're getting rid of any of the cracks. Can you see how I'm pulling out and going back in? And then we're going to roll this into a circle. Now with this part of my hand, so my little finger, we're just going to put a little indent into the top and on the side and on the other side. So we end up with something that looks like this. And just flatten it slightly. So you've got a shape like that. Now we want to do the eyes. Now we're going to have this a little bit closed. I've just got an edible pen here. Sometimes my edible pen dries out. So I've just got some Sugar Flare Black Extra. I'm just going to dip in the thin part into just some gel color. And we want to make this so she's got closed eyes. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do an arch on both sides. And just dip in every time you need to do it. Okay, so something like that, and then again on the other side. And then what we want to do is we want to do some eyelashes. So I'm just going to do 3 thin lines to represent eyelashes. So like so. And then just make sure you have got clean hands and you haven't got any black anywhere, otherwise you will end up getting it all over the unicorn. And then what we want to do is we just want to grab the back of the kebab stick, so not the pointy bit, and we're just going to put 2 holes on either side, like that. And then we're going to just give this a little bit of a smiley face. I've got this tool here, which is my tool from my modeling tools. Now if you buy the set, you're most likely going to have one of these. And then what we're going to do is just brush a little bit of water on the top here and just gently push that down. I'm just going to have the head going to the side a little bit, which I think looks really, really cute. And then we are going to do the additional decorations. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to grab a cocktail stick. What you want to do is roll some white sugar paste into like a long sort of wiggly worm shape, thinner from the top. And then what we want to do is the thicker bit, start to just wrap this around the cocktail stick, like so. Just so it's getting narrower as we get to the top. And then we're just going to cut that off. So we don't want it to be too big. I would say about probably 1 inch would be absolutely fine. And then what we want to do is just snip this off, because we only need about 1 inch to go into the head. And then we are just going to place that into the center. Now try not to touch the top too much, because it will you will damage it. So just get some kind of pliers or some little clippers or some scissors, and then we can just push it down. Okay, so that's the top. So now we're going to add some really nice decorations to the top. So I have just got this mold here. A bit of advice for you as well is get some Trex and just put it into the kind of mold, and then this way you will get the flour out really easily. So just push it in there. If you've got a little bit of excess, just go ahead and snip. And then we're just going to take that out. I'm just going to do this with a few colours. So I've got some pinks, I've got some kind of blues, I have got some yellows, so just some really nice pastel colours. And also I have got this one here, which is the plunger cutter. So I'm going to be using some of these. So just roll out your colours, or I'm just going to, in this case, flatten it, but you can just roll them out as well and just cut them out. I'm just mixing a little bit more white into this yellow because it was just a little bit too bright for me. Just want it to be a little bit more pastel-y in colour. Now what I want to do is I'm going to start to do some squiggles. So again, I'm just going to roll out and just start to curl them in. So we're just going to kind of curl and spiral them. So we end up with something that looks like that. And then what we're going to do is just grab some water, pop it onto all the way around the top. And we're just going to start off by putting these little squiggles on. And I'll do one in this blue. They can be a little bit fiddly sometimes, but you will get used to doing them. Okay, and then we'll do a little small one in pink on this side. So just a smaller one. And then we can start adding some of those really nice flowers. So we're just going to grab one here. We'll get one of these smaller ones there. And let's do a yellow one. Just place that on top of there like so. And then on this side, I'm going to just do a couple of those little squiggles as well. So we'll do one in purple. And I think we'll do another flower. Let's cut one out with this plunger. Okay, perfect. So I am happy with that. And now let's go ahead and start painting in the gold. So what I've got here is I have just got some of this non-toxic, non-edible gold by Edible Art. I've just put some into a cupcake case. I'll put a little bit more. Little bit really does go a long way. I'm going to grab some rejuvenator spirit. Now this is an alcohol. If you can't use an alcohol, then you can use lemon extract, but just bear in mind lemon extract doesn't actually dry. And then what we're going to do is with a slightly, we'll try it with this brush first, and then if I need to switch to a thinner brush, I will. I'm just going to paint the top here. Just try not to get it onto the flowers. Now if you do get it onto any of the other bits that you don't want it, just get some plain rejuvenator spirit with a clean brush, and you can just wipe it away. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually paint the bottoms here. So where we put those lines on the legs and the arms. Okay, I think I need a little bit more dust in here. I'm just going to switch to a thinner brush because this is a little bit too thick. And just be nice and neat. Oops. And don't worry if the gold touches the board, because obviously once we lift this onto the cake, then that's not going to kind of be on the, it's not going to be on the actual unicorn. Bit. The gold is just getting a little bit transparent, so I just need to add a little bit more. Okay, and then I'm just going to lift this up just so I can get any bits that I need to get done. So it looks nice and neat. And then just the last one there. I absolutely love this gold, but just be aware guys, just let your clients know that this is a non-toxic, non-edible gold, so this should not be consumed. And most of the time they like to keep their toppers anyway, so which is nice. Oops. So I've just got a little bit there on the white bit, but it's fine. I can just go ahead later on and I can just clean that with some rejuvenator spirit. Okay, and then just to finish off, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some of this Edible Arts and Shell Rose. Now I'm going to get a big fluffy brush. I'm not going to dip it into the actual dust. I'm just going to put it onto the lid because a little bit really does go a long way. And I'm just going to give her a little bit of blush. And it just completely changes it. And this is actually my most favorite bit. Just gives it a bit of color. And then I have just got some organza ribbon. I've tied it into a bow. What you would do is place some royal icing there. And I'm just going to push that in. I haven't put royal icing, but just so you know, royal icing will hold that in place. And there you have the most adorable unicorn topper. And this is a little friend that I made earlier. So I hope you really enjoyed this.